Guardian 650. Prayers up to the citizens of LA and everybody that's being affected with those fires. It's sad. People work hard, worked all their lives to get to a point, buy them homes, and very terrible. Terrible. I think last I heard a report, there was 11 people, 11 confirmed deaths due to the fires. Climate control? Or is it something more sinister at play here? We'll never know. I'm hearing all these conspiracy theories. Epstein list, Diddy, evidence being burnt, smart cities, land grabs. Look what happened in Maui last year. Same thing. Mysterious fire. Man, it's a lot of destruction. When you're dealing with fires and those winds, it's just the perfect recipe for disaster. That's where we at. First responders are there doing the best they can. Still a lot of politics at play. Blame game. So but when you see it, the full scale of what's going on, the destruction, natural destruction, if it's natural. I did see a report. I seen a report that there was an arsonist. The neighbors reported that they saw someone lighting fires in their neighborhood. So information is sketchy, surrounding that issue, but you never know. It's terrible. Terrible. And you got that ocean out there, you got the Pacific Ocean, you got all that water, and I'm hearing reports that the politics play into as far as continual maintenance, forest maintenance, and shrubbery and debris being cleaned up, and $17 million had been, restricted from the budget or taken away from the budget. A lot of that money that was allegedly taken away from the budget ended up in Ukraine. So you don't know. It's just a lot of speculation out there. People are angry. People are blaming DEI hires. I believe the fire commissioner, she's a woman. The mayor is a woman. And there was someone else that they highlighted as being a woman too. And I think LBCQ or LBGQ. So they're saying DEI hires, and this is what happens, and so it becomes political, and as you expect, Governor Gavin Newsom, they're upset with him. A lot of his interviews that he gave there on the scene seemed like he didn't have a lot of answers, or he could just be taken aback by all the mass scale of the destruction that the fire in his wake. So it's a sad thing, but it's going to be a massive cost cleanup or rebuild. Stay tuned. We'll see what happens. But you know what you're dealing with out there in California. You got those hills and winds, and it's all, like I said, the maintenance, as far as cleaning up all the leaves and debris to maintain where it's not like a tinderbox, but it is. It's like that every season or whatever. But same thing happened in Canada about a year or so ago with the remember they had the dense fires and stuff like that. So we don't know. There was a lot of speculation about that too. That was happening in Canada. They had all that fog, and you got the balloons that were up. So there's a lot going on. Drones. You don't know. But when anybody lose their lives in the mass destruction of property loss and the economic impact that's going to have on the country, let alone the West Coast and California, it's mind-boggling. So, when these elected officials, sometimes maybe they put, I don't know. It just seems like simple things, but like I said, when you're dealing with politics, citizens, your constituents, sometimes you're caught up in your hands are tied. You're dealing with the government and municipalities and zonings and restrictions and regulations. But I don't believe you should be taking trips to Ghana when your state is in flames. Allegedly, the governor, not the governor, but the mayor of Los Angeles had taken a trip. I don't know if it's business or whatever, but if that's true, allegedly, but it is what it is. Now I'm thinking, hearing that the fire might be spreading close to Brentwood, so it's they can't control this thing. They can't control it. It's an element, and if they these things, this event was triggered by arsonists. I'll be interested in hearing the investigation as to, right now I'm hearing words with climate change and all that. And like I said, those are political. But I want to hear the real meat and potatoes. But if are you gonna ever get the truth? That's the thing. You don't know. You never know. Property value, who's behind it. It's sad case. I was watching the playoffs. Justin Herbert, man, he had a terrible game, 4 interceptions, and even he's like the least interceptions going in. Makes you think, did he sell? He sold, bro. 4 interceptions. Man had like 3 interceptions all year. And the Texans came up with a masterful defensive plan. And congratulations to them. They move on to the next round. The Baltimore game, all Baltimore, all Ravens. Lamar, like the first drive they did, I think they went like 95 yards. And Lamar was clearly dazzling them. And then Derrick Henry, I think he just ran for last time I checked the score was like 28-7. Pittsburgh fans, man, I know you're in a fix right now. I know locally, Mike Tomlin has been in a radioactive name. A lot of local Pittsburgh fans want to move on, but nationally, Mike Tomlin, is held in high regard. So that's going to be an interesting dynamic going forward. And who's going to be their quarterback going forward? I think Russell was on a 1-year deal. Fields on a 1-year deal. So but they weren't even it didn't even seem like Pittsburgh was ready to play, as far as the intensity was. But it could have been Baltimore. Baltimore's just been stepping their game up. It's like a continuation from the last game they played. So it is what it is. But these fires, man, it's just sad. It's sad. It's hard to just kind of get back to normalcy when you're seeing so many people their lives being disrupted, their memories, it's just crazy. People's business. Um, it's going to be an uphill battle, but um, they're going to need America's support. As always, we got to be there for them. So, LA strong. It's crazy though. You see when Obama and Trump was all chubby at the when I said chummy at the President Carter's funeral, the National Cathedral. That went viral. A lot of people were talking about that, but this is politics, man. People, you have to work with people. They put on for the cameras, but behind the scenes, these people talk to each other. You know, Trump can be nasty, and he can be direct. Obama is very slick with his tongue, but you know, it is what it is, bro. It is what it is. I think people expect them to be like cats and dogs when they see each other, just outright, beast slap somebody. You know what I mean? That's not going to happen. And they have to have a certain demeanor when they're out in public and show unity in the eyes of the world, no matter what their disagreements are. You have to still show some type of you being a statesman and dignity. Just out of the respect of the country. So whether they converse and they would have called Obama supposed to shank them, and people read into that they're trying to get the professional lip readers and try to break down what was said. That's funny, and now they having memes, on the internet. So it's crazy. But it's Saturday night. Unfortunately, these NFL games today weren't very competitive. So we look forward to tomorrow's competition. That's going to play out through the day. Green Bay and Philly come to mind. That's going to be a good game. Me personally, even though I'm a Commander fan, I still think Philly's a good team. It's going to be hard to beat them up there in Philly, but I think Green Bay takes that game. I could be completely wrong. I think Green Bay takes that. I just do. A lot riding on Jalen Hurts coming back from concussion protocol. He hasn't played in about 2 weeks. Almost 3 weeks, so I'm sure there's going to be some rust. But he just started back practicing. So we'll see, man. I mean, it's not like you can just... This is the NFL, it shouldn't be that easy, but we'll see. He's a great player. And so he might be all right, you know what I mean? But still practicing, you still got to practice. And he was only practice, I think, he didn't make it into practice on Wednesday, so he should be okay. We'll see. If he likes to run the ball. If he gets hit, can he take that hit? And as a defense, as a defender, you're going to try to test him out. You're not going to try to deliberately hurt him, but you want to see if he flinches some kind of way. You know what I mean? And though and I'm going to tell you, in that first Washington game, I thought he had a slight, ain't no slight concussion. I thought he got concussed then because he got sacked and his head slammed back. And he was kind of like, seemed like he was a little woozy then. And then in the second one, obviously he was out of it, but we'll have to see. You know what I mean? So But he's cleared it, so we'll see. But if he get hit on his head again, if someone hits him on his head, will those symptoms come back up? So that's the key. Not that you're wishing things on them, never that, but you're dealing with the brain. You know what I mean? So not like an ankle and stuff like that. You don't know how that's gonna, with the brain, you just don't know how that's gonna affect you, how it's gonna reverberate. So obviously that controls your whole body and all that. So we'll see. But anyway, that's my time, folks. Appreciate the love. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel. Hit that like button. It helps me out. And leave a comment in the comment section. Peace.